The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture present Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson. Also presented by Double Diamond Farm, Gulfstream Park, Ocala Breeders Sales Company, Tampa Bay Downs, Valerie Daly of Showcase Properties, and Woodford Thoroughbreds.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Thoroughbred Week with 11 stakes races from 5 different tracks on the card, including a 3-way photo finish in the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Futurity. We begin with sprinting fillies and mares at Sunland Park in the Bold Ego Handicap. Lasting Bubbles, the even money favorite, Robert Geller picks up the call.
Warren's Lucy on the outside, trying to go with African Rose. 1.5 to Lasting Bubbles on the outside, just shading Belle of the Beach, who's pocketed as they come inside the quarter. And the Justin Evans trio right there as they turn. It's African Rose in front, tackled by Warren's Lucy, trying to get around Belle of the Beach. Lasting Bubbles on the outside, called on now, but it's still African Rose in front. And now Lasting Bubbles is running on a bit down the center. Belle of the Beach flying in the center too. African Rose tackled by Belle of the Beach, and Belle of the Beach coming with every stride on the outside has got up to win it.
Belle of the Beach gets up to defeat African Rose by a neck. Erwin Rosendo aboard in 102 4. A stakes winner at both Ruidoso Downs and Albuquerque this season, Belle of the Beach improves her record at Sunland Park to 3 wins and 4 starts. The Justin Evans trainee was coming off a 4th place finish in the Zia Park Oaks. The 3-year-old filly by Master Command was bred in Kentucky by Calvin Crane and was a $20,000 yearling. Belle of the Beach has earned $177,000 for Teed Off Stable. To Fairgrounds for turf fillies and mares in the Blushing KD Stakes. Eden Prairie, the 6-5 favorite, John G. Dooley has the call.
8 lengths from nose to tail. Eden Prairie a half mile from home. Eden Prairie still from Kitten's Queen, 1 time only. On the outside, Malibu Yankee, 4 from the front. Flashy Gal with the fence. Class included running in 6th. A half mile for Eden Prairie, leading at 6-5. 49 and 4/5 seconds, inside 3 to go. It's Eden Prairie who leads. On the outside, Kitten's Queen, right with Eden Prairie still, 1 time only. Malibu Yankee, Eden Prairie at the turn-in. Flashy Gal leads, class included, pulled to the stand side. Top of the straight, 3/4 of the long-time leader, Eden Prairie. 1 minute 14 and 3/5 seconds. Now Flo says go to Eden Prairie, and go she does. Eden Prairie leads by 2. 1 time only on the outside. Kitten's Queen still staying on past the 16th. It's Eden Prairie, 1 time only, and Kitten's Queen battle it out for second. Eden Prairie for Florent Giroux.
Eden Prairie, the front-running winner by a length and a half over Kitten's Queen. Florent Giroux aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 144 4. Winner of the Marie G. Krantz Memorial Handicap over the course and trip in her seasonal debut, Eden Prairie snaps an 11-month losing streak. The Neil Pesson trainee improves her record over the Fairgrounds turf to 4 wins and 6 starts. The 4-year-old filly by Mizzen Mast was bred in Kentucky by Dorothy Matz and was a $50,000 Keeneland September yearling. Eden Prairie has earned $343,000 for Lothenbach Stables. The Biederman Real Estate featured listing this week features a state-of-the-art stallion barn and breeding shed with an attached 3,000 square foot office or residence. Log on to BiedermanRealEstate.com to see all our current listings. Fillies and mares over the main track at Fairgrounds in the Tiffany Last Stakes. Cassatt, the 1-5 favorite. Once again, here's John G. Dooley.
They go past the half mile. 4 furlongs for 1-5 Cassatt. 48 and 1/5 seconds. Cassatt from Park Monceau. Distorted music and interest free. Far back there to Sparta Magic as they round the turn. Cassatt. Cassatt continues to dictate terms. James Graham has Park Monceau close in tow. Cassatt and Park Monceau. Distorted music, interest free in the green cap, pulled wide. Sparta Magic is last to make the top of the fairground stretch. 3/4 in 1 minute 13 and 1/5 seconds. Confident peak back there by Kerwin Clark on Cassatt, who leads in the final furlong now by 7 lengths. Interest free running on into second from Park Monceau. Then Distorted Music in 4th. Inside the final 16th, it's Cassatt with a resounding victory in the Tiffany Last over her 4 rivals.
Odds-on favorite Cassatt rolls to a 5 3/4 length victory over Interest Free. Kerwin Clark aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 143 flat. The Larry Jones trainee makes it 5 wins and 7 starts during the season, including the Grade 3 Monmouth Park Oaks and the recent Zia Park Oaks. The filly by Tappet was bred in Kentucky by Mount Brilliant Farm. Cassatt has earned $370,000 for Fox Hill Farms. The winner was consigned by Mount Brilliant Farm to the 2012 Keeneland September yearling sale, where she was purchased by Tom McGreevy, agent for Fox Hill Farm, for $300,000. Multiple stakes winner Cassatt, the Keeneland Sales Graduate of the Week. Watch Thoroughbred Week replays online at tbredweek.com.
From the Gone West sire line comes the powerfully made, brilliant 2-year-old Horse Greeley. With first crop graded stakes winners, Horse Greeley is siring quality runners throughout North America.
Clearly now with an arresting victory here. Crushes the field, and a good field it was.
Leave the light on with the lead. They come for the finish line. Leave the light on. Wins the Remsen.
The early results look promising for Horse Greeley, standing at Claiborne Farm.
By 7, make that 8. Now you can just pick any number. It doesn't matter from here on in.
Bodie Meister is turning the Arkansas Derby into an absolute romp.
We knew he was brilliant in his win of the Arkansas Derby.
The half in 45-1.
And when they turned for home,
Bodie Meister is clear by 3 lengths now.
I was thinking, what kind of a horse is this?
Combining the legacy of Kentucky with the fertile breeding ground of Florida, Woodford Thoroughbreds proudly introduces in 2014 Warfront's best son to stand at stud, multiple graded stakes winner, Sold Out, and juvenile Grade 1 winner of the Hopeful Stakes, Currency Swap. Woodford Thoroughbreds, where a new generation of horse racing excellence has begun.
Sunny Florida produces champions from start to finish. Florida produced Breeders' Cup Classic winner Mucho Macho Man. Florida is one of the premier breeding regions and training centers in the world. We are a leading prep center for Derby winners and contenders. We boast of premier veterinary research centers and 3 major racetracks. Florida has the largest 2-year-old in training sale in the world, selling horses 6 times annually. Florida is proudly represented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association. Sunny Florida produces champions from start to finish.
Discover Ocala, horse capital of the world, centrally located between Orlando and Jacksonville. Ocala's thoroughbred industry has many incentives to breed, raise, and train thoroughbreds. Here are a few recent listings: Oak View, Copacabana, Marnick, Ocala, Marion County. Come visit us and we'll show you why it's a great place to live.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with a late-blooming 3-year-old coming up in this segment. We begin at Fairgrounds with the off-the-turf Buddy Diliberto Memorial Stakes. Grand contender of the 1-2 favorite, John G. Dooley picks up the call.
Half mile for Grand Contender, 28 then 4/5 seconds. Grand Contender, All Stormy, Treasury Bill, and Golden Soul. That's the 4 of them with inside 3 to go. Grand Contender continues to lead from All Stormy. Treasury Bill toward the rail. Golden Soul trails, but is picking it up. 3 lengths now from leader to last. Grand Contender spins them in past the quarter pole. 3/4, 1 minute 13 and 1/5 seconds. Treasury Bill up the fence. Grand Contender holding on to this lead with a furlong to go. All Stormy and Golden Soul 4th. They come down toward the last 16th under a confident Cisco Torres. Grand Contender leads by 2.5. Treasury Bill charging, but time is almost up. It's Grand Contender, and Grand Contender was super duper in the slop.
Entered for main track only, odds-on favorite Grand Contender takes advantage of the surface switch to defeat Treasury Bill by 1.5 lengths. Francisco Torres aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 1:44.4. The former claimer Warner placed in 8 stakes during this season, including a pair of graded stakes victories at Lone Star Park. The Tom Amos trainee was coming off a 3rd-place finish in the Delta Mile. The 6-year-old gelding by Strong Contender was bred in Kentucky by Epona Thoroughbreds. Maggie Moss claimed the winner for $20,000 at Saratoga 2 years ago. Grand Contender has earned $615,000. To Turfway Park for the Prairie Bayou Stakes. Grade 1 winner Joe Ha, the 8-5 favorite, Mike Battaglia picks up the call.
They got the half in 48-1. Adutaki still there. Has it a half length. Houston on the outside runs second. Between those two, Jazz and Tap is third. Set the Sail runs fourth. Lead 'em in Ken, Cozy Kitten, Puppy Manners, and Joha into the turn. Houston now moves by and gets the lead. Has it by a length. Up on the outside into second. That's Cozy Kitten, or Lead 'em in Ken. Cozy Kitten is second. Then up on the outside, Puppy Manners. In My Book, down along the inside, Houston has the lead. In My Book. Down along the inside second, Cozy Kitten is third. It's Houston in front. On the outside, Cozy Kitten within My Book. That's a photo. I think Houston held on.
Houston finishes a neck in front of Cozy Kitten, who was disqualified to fifth for interference in the stretch. In My Book bumped up to place. Rodney Prescott, the winning jockey, in 145-2. Second by a nose and an entry-level allowance over the Keeneland turf. The Irish-bred 5-year-old gelding by acclamation cleared that condition in his last start over the Churchill Downs course. Houston has earned $93,000 for Riverside Bloodstock and Dan Beatty. Connor Murphy trains the winner. Back to Fairgrounds for the Tenacious Stakes. Rocket Time, the 8-5 favorite in his stakes debut. Again, here's John G. Dooley.
Rocket Time dictates the tempo with 4 furlongs to go. Half mile for Rocket Time, up in 48 seconds flat. Even 24-second middle quarter. Rocket Time from 4 Dubai at the turn. Agent Donoso, third between horses. Tiz Adonis fourth, covering a lot of ground. Hard Aces, fifth with the rail. And 4 from Rocket Time, challenged by 4 Dubai at the 2.5. Flashy Sunrise being asked to pick up. And Street Spice hard ridden. Rocket Time and 4 Dubai at the top of the stretch. 3/4, 113 flat. They're coming down toward the final furlong. Rocket Time, 4 Dubai, Hard Aces, Agent Donoso fourth, just at that one pace. They're coming down toward the final 16th, and Rocket Time still giving plenty for Calvin Burrell. Hard Aces second, 4 Dubai third. Rocket Time rolls in the Tenacious Stakes.
Rocket Time, the front-running winner by 2.5 lengths over Hard Aces. Calvin Burrell aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 142-1. Since breaking his maiden in his second start at Churchill Downs in June, Rocket Time has won 3 of 4 starts, including allowance victories at Keeneland and Churchill Downs. The 3-year-old gelding by Tiz Wonderful was bred in Kentucky by Columbiana Farm and originally sold for $47,000 at the Keeneland September yearling sale. A $150,000 2-year-old, Rocket Time has earned $131,000 for Frank Fletcher Racing Operations. Al Stahl Jr. trains the winner. The Spendthrift Farm stallion of the week is Jimmy Creed, winner of the Grade 1 Malibu Stakes and Distorted Humor's most brilliant son to retire to stud. Jimmy Creed's first book of mares was foaled in 2014. Watch for his first foals arriving in 2015.
Shaking it up on the outside, Central Banker, shaking it up to win in a driving finish. Shaking it up, and David Flores won the Malibus. They're almost in a straight line as they come for home now. Shaking it up will win it. Shaking it up, coming home powerfully. Shaking it up, and a authoritative winner.
At Ashford for 2015 Verrazano, brilliant winner of his first 5 starts, including the Grade 1 Wood Memorial.
And they're coming down to the finish, and it will be Verrazano.
And the Haskell by a record 9 3/4 lengths, earning a buyer figure of 116, the highest of any 3-year-old in 2013.
And Verrazano and John Velasquez have blown away their competition.
Verrazano, a great-looking son of More Than Ready, new at Ashford.
A Florida bred. He is not just a racehorse. He is our heart. He is our toil and sweat. He soaks up the bright sunshine, becoming mighty and strong. He feasts on our abundant grass and drinks our mineral-rich water. He is a way of life, our champion. His excellence brings us chills as he competes, inspiring us to greatness. He is our purpose, our soul. He is a Florida bred.
living up at the Downs. Do you like having a great time with your friends and family? Then you will have a great time. Come out to Tampa Bay Downs and you will see Thoroughbred racing, Texas Hold'em tournaments. You gotta know when to pull them. Help your golf game at our practice range. You can bet there's so much more. Tampa Bay Downs, live it up at the Downs.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with 2-year-olds coming up in this segment. We begin with 3-year-old stakes action presented by BC2A Pace. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Pace. The Gulfstream Park for the Tropical Park Oaks. A full field of 14 went postward with Party Now, the 2-1 favorite. Larry Comas has the call.
24-3 was the opening quarter mile for the front-running favorite Party Now, who leads by a length up the backstretch. With Verdura running in second position. These two make the pace. Sandiva's third. Down on the inside, Jackie's Daughter is fourth, and they went 49-1 for a half mile. Patsy's Holiday is right alongside of Save the Park. They're 4 lengths off the lead. Then Granny Mac's Kitten, Dancing House to the inside. Pink Poppy is after that. She's not here, trying to split through traffic as they round the far turn. It is still Party Now. Party Now is the leader. Sandiva running up on the far outside. Between those two, it's Verdura right in contention. Save the Park is on the outside. Patsy's Holiday is next, and they're into the stretch. And Sandiva runs for the lead. And up the rail, Patsy's Holiday. It's Sandiva, Patsy's Holiday, and Party Now keeps on battling, but it's Sandiva in front. Party Now on the inside's coming back. Sandiva, Party Now. Sandiva has won.
Sandiva by Coolmore Stallion, Footsteps in the Sand, gets up to defeat Party Now by a neck. The winner under high weight of 122 pounds at Javier Castellano in 141-3. A 2-time Group 6 winner in Europe, the Irish-bred filly gets her first victory in North America. The Todd Pletcher trainee was last seen finishing 5th in the Grade 2 Mrs. Revere Stakes. Sandiva has earned $268,000. Al Shakab Racing acquired the winner during her juvenile campaign. Derby Den Farm Stallion Tail of Icati, a brilliant multiple Grade 1 winner by Tail of the Cat, and now a leading freshman sire in 2014 with 13 2-year-old winners to date in 4 different countries. Next, the Tropical Park Derby. Smooth Daddy, the 5-2 favorite. Once again, here's Larry Comas.
Up the backstretch, Cement Clement is the leader by 2.5 lengths, with Other Cheek running in second by another 2. And then it's Morning Calm in third. My Stormtrooper fourth. Breitling Flyer 4 lengths off the lead, 5th by 2. And then Smooth Daddy, followed by Sky Flight, who's down on the inside. Cabo Cat is after that as the field runs into the turn. And then it's Roman Approval to the outside, Best Plan Yet, and Daddy's Kid, 46 flat for a half mile. Around the far turn, Cement Clement continues to lead the way. 3/4 of a length to the good of Other Cheek in second. And then it's My Stormtrooper inside. Breitling Flyer is right there. And now Smooth Daddy is being ridden for more on the far outside. And they're into the stretch, and it's Cement Clement. Cement Clement trying to take him the distance here. Other Cheek. Here's Sky Flight on the outside. My Stormtrooper is next. And then Smooth Daddy. It's Cement Clement and Sky Flight coming. So too Smooth Daddy and Cabo Cat. Sky Flight has won it.
Sky Flight rallies to defeat Cement Clement by a length. Smooth Daddy third for a sweep by Keeneland Sells graduates. Jose Lascano up in 140-1. A maiden winner in his second start over the Keeneland turf, the Mark Cassie trainee was coming off a 4-length allowance victory over the Churchill Downs course. The colt by Sky Mesa was bred in Kentucky by Aaron Sones and Beverly Summer. An $80,000 Keeneland September yearling, Sky Flight has earned $105,000 for John Oxley. Jose Lascano with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. To Fairgrounds for 2-year-old fillies and the L'Atelier Memorial Stakes. Undefeated Promise Me Silver, the 7-5 favorite, John G. Dooley picks up the call.
The opening quarter in 22 seconds flat. They round the far turn. It's a short lead for Junie, taken on by Carolina Jasmine, who's forged in front now between fillies. True to You, and that black cap looms on the outside. Promise Me Silver strains away in fourth, was too wide looking to come around. Junie, Promise Me Silver held up there. Far outside, I'm a Looker and Guest Bright trails. Half mile 45 and 3/5 seconds. Here's the last. Promise Me Silver bursting on the scene now for Robbie Alvarado. And here she comes through the stretch. Promise Me Silver's pulled away from Carolina Jasmine. True to You left back. Robbie Alvarado and Promise Me Silver. She's 4 for 4.
Promise Me Silver draws off to defeat Carolina Jasmine by 5.5 lengths. Robbie Alvarado aboard in 1:10-4. The Brett Calhoun trainee impressively broke her maiden against State Breds at Lone Star Park, easily defeated Open Company in the Debutante Stakes at Churchill Downs, and was back in her home state for a 7.25 length victory in the Texas Stallion Stakes at Retama Park. The filly by the Unbridled Song Stallion Silver City was bred by her owner, Robert Luttrell. Promise Me Silver has earned $154,000. American Produce Records is now available online. Visit brisnet.com/APR for unlimited access to the pedigrees of more than 3 million thoroughbreds for just $275 a year, now including SAR stats. Next from Fairgrounds, the Sugar Bowl Stakes. Only 4 went postward with Cinco Charlie, the 2-5 favorite. Once again, here's John G. Dooley.
They round the far turn. On the outside, Cinco Charlie's nosed in front of a slow take toward the rail, with Bourbon Cowboy right there too. And Plaska strains away in 4th. They turn the corner in the Sugar Bowl. Half mile up in 44 and 3/5 seconds at Cinco Charlie, the leader. Bourbon Cowboy getting a good run now at Cinco Charlie. Control Stake feeling that pace. 3rd dropping back with a furlong to go. Cinco Charlie clings on. Bourbon Cowboy zeroes in on Cinco Charlie. Cinco Charlie, Bourbon Cowboy, Control Stakes 3rd. Cinco Charlie wins another stake.
Odds-on favorite Cinco Charlie takes it by half a length over Bourbon Cowboy. A 2-year-old stakes double for Robbie Alvarado. Time of the race 110 flat, a 102 brisk speed rating. That's 5 wins during the season for Cinco Charlie, including the Grade 3 Bashford Manor Stakes at Churchill Downs and stakes at Delaware Park and Laurel Park. The colt by Indian Charlie was bred in Kentucky by Candyland Farm. A $190,000 OBS March 2-year-old, Cinco Charlie has earned nearly $273,000 for William and Corinne Heiligbrat. Cinco Charlie paid $280 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. Coming up, a 3-way photo and the Los Al Futurity.
Share what you love about Florida.
Wholesome food that's fresh from Florida. You already know how good it is, but did you know that buying locally makes a good thing even better? Food grown here by Florida farmers doesn't need to be shipped as far. That saves fuel and cuts emissions, which helps the environment. Buying Florida-grown products creates jobs and generates revenue, and that helps our economy. Fresh from Florida. Good for the environment, good for the economy, good for you.
Here comes Capo Bastone with a bold late rally. Can Capo Bastone do it here? Yes, he did!
Capo Bastone with a tough customer and awfully fast on the inside. It's going to be Capo Bastone.
Capo Bastone, Grade 1 placed in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at 2, and a Grade 1 winner at Saratoga at 3. New for 2015 at Adena Springs South.
And they're off.
After finishing a disappointing 8th in her first start, Groupie Doll would rebound just 2 weeks later to impressively break her maiden.
She would go on to become one of the best sprinters of her generation, earning back-to-back Eclipse Awards. After selling for $3.1 million at the Keeneland November sale, everyone believed her racing career was over. But Groupie Doll would return and add another graded stakes victory to her impressive resume. OCD Pellets. Build stronger bone and build your success story.
Time now for the feature race of the week, presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. 2-year-olds in the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Futurity. Undefeated Dortmund, the 3-5 favorite. Here's the call by Frank Miramati.
And they're off. Clean and even beginning. Dortmund began well, but Firing Line on the outside along with Mr. Z. Those two will go on with it, and Dortmund will sit back in third. No problem fourth through the opening furlong, and Bench Warrant is the early trailer. Into the first turn, and Mr. Z takes a very narrow lead with Firing Line keeping pace. 4 lengths back. Dortmund gets the ideal setup in third. Then comes Bench Warrant fourth, about 9 lengths off that pair. And no problem just outside of him, less than 6 furlongs to go. Mr. Z by a head. Firing Line up alongside. Dortmund in the clear, 1.5 lengths back third. Then comes No Problem fourth with 7 to make up. And Bench Warrant is at the back. They're heading to the half-mile pole. Mr. Z with Firing Line keeping him honest. Dortmund still 2 behind in third. No Problem is inched up just a bit on the inside fourth. Bench Warrant trails. They're heading to the 3/8 pole. Mr. Z starts to sneak away. Mr. Z opens up a length. Firing Line now comes right back at him. Dortmund still in hand third. These three are now battling it out as Firing Line has made his move. And he puts his head in front. Mr. Z, they've been 1-2 the entire journey. Dortmund's got a clear path. He's asked to get after them now. And then No Problem. They're heading to the 8th pole. Mr. Z, tenacious. Dortmund on the outside, and Firing Line is in between them. It's the race we've all been waiting for. Firing Line has his nose in front. Mr. Z battles right back. Dortmund still a half length back third. Mr. Z, the experience. Dortmund on the outside with the brilliance. They're coming to the wire with Firing Line between them. Firing Line or Dortmund. Photo finish. A thriller in the futurity.
And here's another look at that 3-way photo. It's Mr. Z and Mike Smith fighting back on the inside. Firing Line and Rafael Bejarano challenging between horses. And the odds-on favorite Dortmund and Martin Garcia flying on the outside. And Dortmund gets up to take the photo by a head over Firing Line. Mr. Z a nose back in the show spot. New track record time for the mile in the 16th, 1:40.4. An impressive first out maiden winner at Santa Anita. Dortmund shipped to Churchill Downs to take a 1-mile allowance race by 7 3/4 lengths. This was his stakes debut and his first start around 2 turns. A record 7th winner of the Futurity for Bob Baffert. The colt by Big Brown was bred in Kentucky by Emily Fohan. A $90,000 yearling and a $140,000 2-year-old, Dortmund has earned $359,000 for Kaleem Shaw Incorporated. Happy New Year from Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week is presented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture. Online at tbredweek.com.